All right, Bitcoin has fallen. Bitcoin has fallen all the way down to the low 60K level. And not only that, it actually broke structure. It broke structure at $74,000. And I was telling you, once that breaks, becomes resistance, which it did, we're gonna have a massive drop. Plus, we will be effectively in a bear market. Now listen up, because this is the most important part here. Most people are gonna miss this move that's coming, that's actually gonna make you massive profits, and most people are gonna get wrecked in this bear market. Let me explain what's going on, what it means, what opportunities we have, because most people are gonna get this wrong. All the bears are celebrating and they're gonna miss these gains. A lot of them are gonna get liquidated, and a lot of bulls are gonna get depressed and leave crypto. So let me show you what's happening with the charts, and we'll talk about it so you can actually take advantage of this with me, so you can actually make profits or at least some of your losses back. And of course, not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice. I'm just sharing my opinion and what I am doing currently and what I will be doing as a strategy, okay? So let's get straight into the charts. So as you can see, Bitcoin broke structure at $74,000 over here. And I was saying, if this breaks, we will officially be in a bear market. As a matter of fact, when we came back up here and we rejected, I was warning everyone to get out, because we're gonna go down to at least the 80 and 74K level. And I was saying, if that rejects again, if this bottom range rejects, which it did, we're probably gonna break because it's been tested too many times, and we will be in a bear market. And we may come down all the way to the middle of this prior range here. Let me just make this white so you see the difference, and actually trade within this range, whether it's at the top half over here or the bottom half over here. And look, being in the bear market, it's not the price drop that's the issue, it's the prolonged time within the bear market that's gonna get a lot of people wrecked, investors, traders, projects, and so on. So people telling you right now the best time to buy is in the bear market, stop listening to them. It's not. A lot can go wrong in the bear market. It's buying as you're coming out of a bear market, because as you're coming out of a bear market, you see narratives, you see trends, you see which coins still exist, and so on, okay? That said, there is money to be made in bear markets, and opportunity is coming right now, and guess what? It's not shorting. You don't have to short. I never short. I very, very rarely short, but I play bounces, anticipated bounces in bear markets, and that's how I accumulate more Bitcoin and start getting into altcoins as well. By the way, I'm gonna give you a couple of altcoins in a minute later on in this video that are extremely strong, so you can play Bitcoin and altcoins so you can make profits, or at least make some of your losses back. So please, 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 make sure you pay attention. Hit the like button for this support. I'm doing this for you. There's no sponsors, there's nothing. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'm gonna see sponsors for a while here, other than Alipal wallet, which is supporting me. There's nothing I'm gonna sell you here. I understand it's a bear market. Most of you don't have any money to buy anything. So I'm just gonna be giving you free alpha, free advice, like I've been doing so far, but even more now, because I understand that this is the most important time. And if I can help you win, you will help me win as a channel later on, okay? So please like this video, would really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed and you do watch my videos, please maybe subscribe down below and hit that bell notification button. So here we are again in Bitcoin, and I'm gonna show you altcoins in just 1 second. Now, what I did, I actually put out a tweet yesterday. I also put this in my private group, which is linked in the description down below. But I put a tweet here, look, deployed 1/3 of my cash to Bitcoin at $62,000. And a lot of people were asking me in the group, why would you do that? Why would you deploy? We're in the bear market, we're probably gonna go lower. Why would you do that? Well, it's very simple. Bounces happen in bear markets, and we're due to a bounce at any time right now. So if I buy 62K, listen to this because it's very important. It's Bitcoin, not altcoins. We'll talk about altcoins in just one second. It's a bit different, okay? But Bitcoin right now, I bought Bitcoin, and I'm waiting for the bounce. If the bounce happens, I can take profits and actually make my Bitcoin back and then have capital to trade. And look, bounces will happen, and I'm sure we're gonna revisit the 80K level or other levels I'll show you in a second, but bounces will happen. Now, what if we're wrong and we go down and we don't get the bounce yet? Nothing goes down in a straight line, by the way, so we will eventually get a bounce, so it's okay. I just dollar cost average my way down, just like I would take profits on the way up. So if we actually drop to 50K, for example, I can just deploy another 1/3 of my cash on the side. A lot of people here asking me, well, why, if we know in bear markets we're gonna go down to the 200 moving average, why not just wait for that? Because bear markets is not about price. Bear market's about prolonged time under structure, which means what? Which means we can visit that level in a month, in 6 months, end of the year. We don't know. Why should I wait for that, not make money in between and not accumulate in between? Right? Does that make sense? Unless you keep on making money and putting money in crypto and you're Michael Saylor or someone like that, well, you need to make money in order to put money in, and you might not want to be able, or maybe you won't be able to put money from your job. Maybe you don't have money on the side. Maybe you can't afford to deploy more. Well, simple moves like this actually help you accumulate more, if that makes sense. That's why I was warning to take profits and protect yourself at 117,000 when that broke. I said I'm gonna go low hundreds. When we went and bounced back up, I was saying 112,000 is key. If that doesn't hold, we're gonna go back to the low hundreds, and we did. And then under 100,000, I was telling you, get out. Get out, we're gonna visit the low 80s, which we did. And then we revisited 100,000, but not quite, and that was our mistake. And we didn't get that $100,000 to $107,000 level we were talking about, but as soon as the 98,000 rejected, I was saying protect yourself. Protect yourself, we're going to the low 80s, maybe even 70s, and then we'll reevaluate if it's gonna be a bear market, and that's where we are right now. So you want long-term moves, but you have to pay attention at certain times because you have to be able to make fast moves as well. Patience is not a virtue here. Impatience is. You have to be impatient to get in and make the moves, but patient to reap the rewards with your strategy. Anyway, let's get back to the chart so we can see what's going on here. So the reason I bought 62,000, very simply, is because I am expecting a bounce here. Let me get rid of all these charts. I'm expecting a bounce that will look something like this. Either we're gonna come up and then reject from the prior high range or the prior low range of the previous ranges over here. I'm a range trader, by the way. So we're probably gonna reject somewhere around here and come back down. This is where you're taking profits. And if we do have a continuation, this is where you're buying at support, and then you're playing this range up here, okay? So we still look at bullish scenarios, and we're still looking at a possibility that this range may reclaim up here, but we're playing it strategically, if that makes sense. That said, chances are we're gonna be playing down in this lower range for a while. So whether we come up or whether we go down and then come up or whatever, doesn't matter, we're probably gonna be playing around in this range over here for a while. And all bounces and rallies are probably more than likely gonna be within this range. Just look at the previous ranges. Look at this range over here and understand this is what we're anticipating right now. You can also see how ranges work here and here and here, right? But this is what we're looking at, okay? Now, a lot of you might be asking me, Paul, all right, so are you saying that this range is gonna be the bottom over here? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we can actually trade within this range for a while, depending on how Bitcoin plays out, but we can definitely come down lower. We can definitely come down at the top of this range, or in this case, even within this range over here. Even though I would probably be looking at the mid-range. So that's what, $36,000 to $43,000. This is a potential bottom for Bitcoin, okay? So let's just write that down. So the potential bottom range is over here, this range over here. But it could take a while to get down here. If we do, then you are watching this range up here as a reclaim and it becoming bullish. So if, for example, we're over here and we're playing around in here and we come up and this range over here gets reclaimed, then you're waiting for the breakout over here, but that's probably when Bitcoin is in a bull market and you're playing that bull market. So what's my strategy? Let me get rid of some of these drawings real quick. So what's my strategy? My strategy is I just bought 62K. I'm waiting for a bounce, see if I'm gonna take profits here, depending on price structure or depending what price is doing at the time. And if we keep on going down, of course, I'm buying this range over here. And if we go down even more, I'm deploying again over here. If it goes down any lower, I probably won't have any money until I make money. So as I'm making money, I am trying to accumulate this range over here if we go sideways for a while in the bear market. But these are basically the other 1/3 of my cash and the other 1/3 of my cash that I have ready right now. As we're coming out of a bear market after a long time, wherever that is, we don't know where that's gonna be yet, but as we feel we bottomed, whether that's here or whatever, doesn't matter, what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna start taking leverage plays with stop losses with a 2x or maybe 3x in Bitcoin, and I'm gonna try and see different narratives that are strong that are coming out. Talking about strong narratives right now, it's hype. And I was telling you that hype is extremely strong. To get into hype as another play, especially in my group, get into hype, that's your altcoin play right now. For now, for this bounce. I'm not talking about later on, even though it's gonna do well later on, but later on you wanna be buying also Solana, SWI, and so on. You might wanna do that if we bottom out with Bitcoin as well. But long term, hype looks like it's gonna be the new runner. Perpetual dexes looks like it's gonna be one of the key narratives in the next bull run, along with AI and gaming. I talked about this in other videos. I'll talk about it in future videos. I don't wanna get into that right now. Make sure, again, you follow me and subscribe down below for those videos, or ask me in this week's live stream on Sunday at 6 o'clock CET time. But generally speaking, hype is a play. Aster is a runner-up, and CC is your high-risk play in altcoins right here. Because just look at the weekly. And even if you go to the daily over here, you'll see CC only 4.3% drop, and hype, converting our Solana and a lot of our other altcoins in hype in my group, like I was saying, what I was doing, actually saved our portfolio, even though we went down, and gives us potential for massive upside as well at the same time. Close runner-up hype, because this is a narrative over here, so you want to play this accordingly. Mostly in hype, also in Aster, riskier play. Yeah, this is very risky, but we have what we have from before, right? But very low amounts, and that's about it. If we get the drop even further, you're accumulating Solana, Ethereum, maybe SWI, and basically you're looking for narratives, maybe some strong AI plays. I don't currently hold Bitenza, for example, but I would be looking at that in a particular time. So do you understand? Do you understand the play here? Comment down below if you understand, and also comment down below if you have any questions so I can answer you. I answer all comments, or at least try to, and I will also try and answer them in this week's live stream. That said, there are tools to help you out for free in the description down below at AICryptoSuite.com. Make sure you check it out, and make sure you check this video out here and next. I'm gonna put a relevant video up here. I don't know what the first video is gonna be, but if you're watching this tomorrow or the day after, today is the 6th of February, I will update this video to be something relevant. So make sure you watch it, and I will see you in the next video. Stay strong. Now's the time to make money.